Well, we're here. We're live on fucking a new
Video.
network. We're on video for Christ's sakes, and we're trying this out. It's something new. Welcome everybody to another episode of Cho Thoughts. I, of course, am the Big Cho. Of course, my man here is Big E. Wait, you're over here. You're over
Yeah, I'm
here.
over here. You're this
It's a
you're
new
that way.
thing.
Like I
It's
gotta
a
get
new
it
thing.
straight. Like
We're gonna have
you're
to figure it out. Yeah,
this way.
it's a little crazy. Um, of course, like we said, we were gonna do the video episode, and what better time than to do it now? Fuck it. Um, so we're gonna have hiccups. It's gonna happen. Like these things are going to happen. Just like the
Yeah.
audio wasn't the best the first time I did it inside my room at my dad's with headphones on, and it sounded like this. Yeah, it's bad. But we promised y'all, and here we are. And the test run was going to be him and myself, no guests. So we'll get the kinks out, and then eventually somebody will come on here.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, um, I'd say the weekend was pretty shit. Like I
Yeah.
didn't really do nothing. Um, if for once, like, cause I mean, you live here.
Yeah.
1 minute it's hot, next minute, fucking yesterday it was frigid.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Fucking
like there
ice
was,
and snow.
dude, I was literally like waiting for Brandy to leave and told her, you should probably start your car.
Yeah.
I was like, this shit is wild out there. Like, we went and had breakfast yesterday at Eaton Park. And by the way, Eaton Park be raping people on that fucking breakfast buffet on a
hmm
weekend.
Yeah.
For the three of us, it was like $60. That's
Yeah, dude.
insane.
We Sunday night, last night we had Eaton Park for dinner. We got takeout. Whew. Felt like I had to take out a mortgage.
I know. It's not like the days of old,
No.
but this is also when we would go in like super hammered, you know,
Yeah.
and then really wouldn't give a fuck about a price.
No,
But
we didn't care.
but yeah, I got like we got in out of, back into the car to come home, and I was like, damn, like it
Yeah.
is fucking cold in here. So we got back home and I asked Xander to do something. Oh, take out something like a box of like for the trash. And he's trying to get in flip flops, and I was like, dude, it's fucking cold out there.
You
Like,
better put the rain boots on. You need the knee
I
highs.
swear. And then all of a sudden, he opened the door, and he was like, whoa. I was like, yeah, dude. I know it was just, what is that Joe Nichols Sunny in 75, the
Yeah,
fucking day
yeah,
before. I was like, but this is Pittsburgh where you'll have four seasons in a day.
yeah,
So, but anyway, the night before, though, we took him to Cracker Barrel. It's such a shit show there.
yeah.
Like,
Dude, I couldn't tell you last time I was at a Cracker Barrel. Like it's been forever.
well, Xander's so intrigued by the country store,
Yeah,
and I think it's the spectrum because like the lights, the sounds, all
yeah,
that, and like I guess the whole ambiance of it, like yeah. But he asked for this, oh, like a little retro arcade machine,
uh-huh.
and I was like, yeah, like no problem. So I got it for him, and Brandy's like taking care of the bill. I was behind her, and I was like, I'll get his stuff,
hmm
whatever. They bring up this fucking little arcade machine. It's fucking $24.
Holy shit.
I was like, what? So he looks at me like he sees the look in my eye
Yeah,
and like, fuck. Like dad's not getting this.
yeah,
So I said, dude, I don't really know about $24. Like,
yeah,
so in retrospect, I mean, I bought it for him. He only asked for that thing and some Mario like teeter totter. It's kind of like a Jenga thing.
uh-huh.
And I was like, sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He was really good for me this week. He's helped me out through a lot of things. So
yeah,
I was like, yeah. Well, unbeknownst to me, we got home, and of course, I don't have no fucking batteries.
Oh,
I gotta put fucking batteries in it. And when I was playing with it, I looked down and I was like, oh, there's 108 games on this fucking thing. That's why it's $24.
like retro, like what, like Atari games or like net, like just
Like
generic games?
it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like I was impressed because I saw like Bad Dudes was on there,
Uh-huh.
Bur- Burger Time, the old NES ice hockey was on there,
Nice.
and I'm like, dude, I might steal your arcade machine
Yeah, yeah, you might
because
have to leave out here.
he always has my Switch,
Yeah.
and I like to play old NHL or old ice hockey on it,
Uh-huh.
but I can't because
Yeah.
it's all wrapped up with him.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, next thing you know, I'll just have your little arcade machine,
Yeah.
pushing buttons, fighting people and shit. But but all in all, like we had a chill weekend, if you put it that way.
Yeah.
Um, I reached out to Craig and Jen because they went on a bar crawl,
Uh,
and it it was cool from what I was getting,
yeah.
but it didn't have that feel
Wasn't the same.
because we weren't there. Like
Yeah, yeah.
the squad wasn't there,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I'm my thing is now being 41. My focus now is when Xander's here, Xander's here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I can do my shit the weeks I don't have him.
Yeah.
If I want to go out to like a bar with friends and whatnot, that's what I'm gonna do now. Like I'm not going like I used to go out a couple times when he'd be here, but now I'm like when he's here, I want every moment with him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then of course, like I share like I share the week, like we'll come see you guys
Yeah.
or my family. But when he's
But you're
with
still
me,
with him though.
yeah, I don't want to not be with him.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been moving forward to this weekend because I was like, okay, I originally had this plan with Jen and Craig
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we had lunch with them, and it was like, well, that's when they said, "What are you doing for the crawl?" And I was like, "I have Xander."
Yeah.
And Jen was like, "Well, you were planning on doing this," and I was like, "I know, but unfortunately, the way this fell, I can't do it."
Yeah.
So I suggested something like the week before, but then I thought that's a little too early.
That's early ass
So
March.
what's that?
I said that'd be real early in March.
I know, right? So then I was like, fuck. I looked at Craig at lunch and I said, "There's always St. Patty's Day weekend," and he looked at me. He's like, "Are you sure about that?" And I was like, "No, I'm sure. I'm just not going to go into the city."
Yeah.
Like, so he was like, he said something about possibly doing Lawrenceville or Morningside, then shooting over to like Big Dogs, kind of like we were doing for a couple of
Yeah.
years. And I said, "All right. I mean, that sounds cool. We could do that." So the original plan was to do the day drinking thing, but then I had a birthday party to go to this weekend. So I was like, man, damn, I don't know. And then Jen works until 3.
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, maybe we'll just hold off until after the birthday party. Then we can sit there and figure out whatever the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And now Stephanie's coming home. So that's just an added bonus to it.
Yeah.
Like, I got some kind of negativity because it was like, I planned this around Stephanie. No, never did. I planned this with Jen and Craig. I haven't been out in a while. I don't want to go out when I have Xander. So this is the only way it fits.
Yeah. It just all worked out.
Right. So this is where like this weekend came into. And I was like, I have to work. That's gonna be crazy because I have to like drive around the St. Patty's Day parade.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I have to, when I'm done, I go to this the birthday party. And then I'm gonna come home, grab Brandy. That way we're not taking 2 cars the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then go out to like dinner or something, and we're
Uh-huh.
probably going to go in the Ville, like in Lawrenceville, and then meet with everybody from there. But that's the plan. And then
Yeah.
it's like Lawrenceville, fill it out, see how it's going, see how we feel. And
Hmm.
then it could go to like, it could venture in Morningside. It could stay in Lawrenceville, or it can go into like Cheswick Springdale by Big Dogs. But the main focus is to go to Lawrenceville. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, she's coming home. We just didn't know what was going on with her. And then I think this is our weekend that we're actually kind of free. I originally told you we were supposed to go to the Penguins game for work, UPMC thing, but they couldn't work it out, so they canceled that. So yeah, the only thing is my kid's got to work on Saturday, which is so weird to say now.
I
Um,
know. I was like, you hit me with that wonderful news this weekend.
yeah, that so our weekend was also kind of chill for the most part. Saturday she had her job interview, so I took her down to that, and she walked in, did the interview. The store manager, just at the grocery store, the store manager was like, she was like the most polite, nicest teenager he's met in a while. And, so he told her, he's like, we'll get you in next week. Like, you got the job. So she's just going to be a cashier. Um, but then we got home, had lunch, chilled. I did a few things around the house with the girls. I don't even remember. But then I had to meet Mike and John. We went and did a charity bowling event.
Yeah.
Um, because the guy that runs the bowling pro shop that we go to, that we get our custom bowling balls and all this gear from, uh, him and his family's in a little bit of a, they're not having a good moment in life. They got a brand new baby that's having some health issues, and then in the midst of all that, he had to have emergency surgery and had some health issues. So the bowling alley that he is linked to, one of the bowling alleys he's linked to, did a charity event where you went and bowled for, I don't know how long we were there, like 2 hours or so, and but all the money is going to the going to the family. So
Like proceeds and shit.
yeah, so we went and did that because he's a really good dude, and we felt like, I mean, just trying to help out however we can. So yeah, so me, Mike, and John went and bowled for a little while. I came home, we chilled, we watched something Saturday night. I can't remember what the hell it was. I don't know. I don't know. We watched a movie or something, and then yesterday we had to go to our parents, do laundry as we normally have been doing, and yeah, we did Eaton Park because Donna was like, I didn't really thaw anything for dinner, and I'm like, crap. I was like, I don't want fast food. Like, I'm tired of burgers and shit. So she was like, well, there's Eaton Park, and I'm like, yeah, we haven't done that in a while. But then I agree with you, bro. That fucking that price, I was like, holy shit! Like, it
I'm
was
telling you, bro.
outrageous. And we just got takeout. We just each got a meal. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. So yeah, that was that. And then today, I was off work today, so that kind of helped the weekend a little bit. Like, I didn't have to like worry yesterday about, all right, let's get our week started. Everybody, all that fun jazz. I was off today because I had a doctor's appointment, but yeah, so that was about it for me. Nothing crazy. Uh, I had an uncle pass away. Um, a great uncle. Let me rephrase that. Great uncle. It was the last of my grandma's siblings, because she's already gone, as you know. It
Mhm.
was her brother. He lived down in Florida. He passed away on Friday, I think it was. We got the news. So, but I think like I think everything's going to be down there in Florida. I don't think that there's anything going to be up here. So,
Yeah.
especially with him again being the last of the siblings, there's really no one around. So yeah, we were dealing with that.
You going to
With
Florida?
a little crazy. I was like, I mean, I guess so. Like, maybe you want to go?
Well, I mean, you went to Australia.
I did. Fought that fucking kangaroo, kicked him right in the
Fuck the
nuts.
fucking kangaroo. Fucking
Right
kangaroo never had a
in the
cup.
nuts. So, yeah, that was about it for like I said, our weekend was just kind of. Donna watched the Oscars last night. I was
Oh
like,
my
yay.
god, I was just telling Brandy about that yesterday. Like, I don't understand the whole day of it. Like
Yeah, it's
them on the red carpet, the brunch. Like I was looking at the TV like guide, the ticker,
yeah,
and I was like, what the fuck? Like I didn't know it
yeah,
was like the whole fucking day.
yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. And then those people got to be dressed up and all those suits and the
All
girls in the
day.
dresses. Yeah, like I don't, I don't get it either.
I don't even like being in
Um,
my work uniform for 8 hours.
I know. So we started we watched it, and then she fell asleep at some point, probably around like 9:30, close to 10 maybe. She had dozed off, and I'm like, all right, now's my chance. I took the remote and I changed it because I I wanted to watch. I was keeping track of it on my phone, but I wanted to watch the women's U.S. soccer played Brazil for the Gold Cup. So I wanted to watch that. Um, Thanks to my kid now playing soccer, I'm
Yeah,
into
right.
into soccer. I'm gonna have to start talking to Craig more. Um,
Craig and Kevin, bro.
I know. Um, so yeah, so we did that. The only thing, and I just saw like somebody played it or had it on Instagram, like they played the reel of it. There was a moment, so they brought out Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger as they presented an award for, I think it was like best special effects or something like that. And obviously, everybody's like, I'm assuming everybody there and anybody else watching probably thought the same thing I did, like, oh shit, like twins, you know? They came out and did this monologue, dude. It was hilarious because Danny DeVito goes, he was like, so everybody's probably wondering or has a good idea why we're out here together. And 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 Arnold looked at him and was like, yeah. And he was like, it's because we both fought Batman. He goes, he goes, you as Mr. Freeze and me as the Penguin. He goes, how'd that go for you? And he goes, well, he killed me. And he goes, how'd he do that? He goes, my worst fear. He goes, oh, he got you with the heat. He goes, no, love. And he goes, well, that's jacked up. He just threw me out a window. And then Danny DeVito, dude, Michael Keaton was sitting in the front row. Danny
Bro.
DeVito goes, there's that son of a bitch right there. Look at him. It's Batman. Arnold's like, how could you show your face like that in public? Dude, they panned the fucking Michael Keaton. He's giving him the Batman death stare, dude. Like
Oh,
I'm
really?
gonna fuck you up.
That's great.
I was like, this is the only part of the Oscars that I'm glad I caught because the rest of it I could give two shits about. But like
Yeah.
that was fucking hilarious. And then Danny DeVito goes, yeah, we'll meet you after the governor's ball in the parking lot. I was like, this is great. I was like, that was not where I was expecting that monologue to go
No.
whatsoever. Oh, and then John Cena was naked. There was that.
What?
Yeah, John Cena naked, dude,
At the Oscars.
at the Oscars. It was some bit because I guess there was a 40 years ago, I think they said, because what's Jimmy Kimmel was the host. He was like, oh, there's a big moment in Oscar history, like 40, I think he said 40 years ago, they had a streaker run across the stage during an award presentation. And he goes, yeah, I wonder if anything like that's going to happen again. And John Cena's head pops out from behind the curtain. And then he was like, are we really doing this? And Kimmel was like, yeah. He was like, run. And he goes, I can't do it. I can't do it. And he goes, oh, come on. So they have this little back and forth. And then he was like, fine, whatever. Just go out there and present the award. So he hands John Cena, like, it was like a big envelope. Like the envelopes were like these big rectangle things. They weren't like a little,
Yeah.
standard envelope. It was just like this, big postcard looking like card thing. Dude, Cena walks out from behind the curtain. He puts that card in front of his junk. There's no like he wasn't wearing like a Speedo. You like if you look it up, like it's on Twitter. I'm surprised it's not on like Instagram. It's hilarious. Like he literally went out there, cheeks out, full like naked, and stood in front of a mic, no podium, just a mic stand with the mic, and presented an award naked.
But I mean, he wasn't there anyway.
I was like, what? What? Like, how? John Cena will literally do anything. Like, Hollywood asks, and he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
But the thing is, though, nobody saw him.
Nobody saw him. That happened. They said that on Pat McAfee because McAfee and them were talking about it today on the show. And the one guy in the back, he got on the mic and he was like, I don't know how you guys saw that. He goes, all I saw was an envelope just floating in the middle of the stage. I didn't see no John Cena.
That shit.
Dude, and then they were cutting up because The Rock presented an award.
Oh yeah?
With Bad Bunny. Him and Bad Bunny were presenters for some I think it was like an international film or something. They're like, yeah, did you see The Rock out there? And everybody's like, yeah, Rock was at the Oscars. They're like, yeah, did you see he could barely talk and he had that big bruise down his jawline for where Cody slapped the shit out of him.
Did he really?
No, he didn't, but that's what people were like, they were cutting up on him about it. I was like, oh man, that's almost like the Will Slips math now. Like,
yeah, right. Dude, I don't know. I was literally glued to my phone. I woke up at like midnight on Friday to see what happened on SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, I watched it live, and there was another one where the confrontation was good. I didn't know where it was going to go or how they were going to do it, but it was good. Like the way that they let The Rock and them run their mouths, say what The Rock had to say,
and then
cut up on Seth, called him. Yeah, and then Seth, like I was like, oh shit. He was like, you had your time. He was like,
yeah, you're not taking ours. And he called him Mr. Midlife Crisis. I was
I was like, oh shit, because Rock called him a clown emoji again.
Yeah,
dude. But then when they went off about Dustin Rhodes, and then he was like, yeah, he goes, you were the kid they didn't even want or whatever. He called him a mistake or whatever. That's when he was like, whack, and I was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
all right.
And then it cut off.
Yeah, and it seemed like there was still more because they were still going at it, like they were still talking shit to each other. So I'm wondering what happened, but I don't know.
The only thing for Mania I can't wrap my head around yet, like
how they're fixed,
is how this is gonna work.
Well, they said so. I get like WWE. I don't know if you get them. I get the emails of like what's gonna happen, like a little preview of what the like match list or whatever is for Raw and SmackDown. And they said tonight, there's a couple like, the whole gauntlet thing for Gunther and all that stuff. But Cody's having a one-on-one interview with Michael Cole in the middle of the ring. So we'll see how that goes.
The Bloodline will show up.
Yeah, I assume like Jimmy or Solo or something.
But my thing is, I think if Jimmy shows up now,
Jay's going to get involved.
This is when Jay can finally interfere.
Yeah, because Jay and Cody are cool.
Right.
Cody's the one that brought Jay in.
Right. Everybody's
as Drew says.
Right. Everybody's calling it like in reference to like the Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Like everybody's gonna come together to beat Thanos, which is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely has my attention. It's the one storyline I'm definitely paying attention to. Like Rhea and Becky, I know that's gonna be a showstopper for sure.
Becky's fighting Liv tonight.
Yeah, because Liv's in her bag.
Yeah.
But I definitely see Becky winning.
I think WrestleMania this year, we're going to see a lot of titles change hands just because the people that have the titles have had them for a very long time. And I think their stories are getting a little hard to keep moving forward with. And these guys like Roman, like he needs I can't say Roman needs a break because he doesn't do shit, but
he doesn't do much.
But but like Rhea, she deserves a little vacation. Like she's been at it for how long now? Like she's there. She's on Raw and SmackDown because
Yeah.
the Judgment Day kind of goes wherever they want. So
Right.
it's like I think we're going to see some titles change just to hit like a reset button on all of WWE, and then we all know that there'll be surprise people come back, surprise people that are going to come up. I mean, we already got a few with Breaker,
Excuse me.
Tiff. We'll see if they start using Jade at all. I mean, that
Yeah, like I don't know. I hope.
it's just, yeah, it's getting to be a little. I don't want to say it's getting hard to predict, but it's just like, I mean, I think we've talked about it before. Like, you can kind of get a sense of where things are going, but now it's kind of like, oh, like I didn't see The Rock turning on. Like, we thought it was going to be Rock versus Roman, not Rock team with
Right.
Roman. But now there's, I've been told by the other wrestling guru, uh, not the tribal chief, but John. He told me when we were talking about it, we went bowling to that, like I said, that charity thing, and he was telling me like if you pay attention, there's little Easter eggs that The Rock might during that tag match, The Rock might turn on Roman. Like he still only acknowledges the family. He doesn't say I acknowledge you, tribal chief. He only says I acknowledge the family. He said, and for the first couple times when they do the ones,
Yeah, yeah, like finger up like this.
he did this like loser, like yeah, like an L.
Right.
And then there was one or two other things that he said that the way The Rock's been cutting promos and stuff that you could sense that he's kind of just doing this, just like he not weaseled his way in. He got into the bloodline so he can destroy it from within, like
Like
kind
Cody
of
said.
like an enemy in your own camp.
Yeah.
So we'll
Well,
see.
if you
I
think
don't know.
about it,
We'll see.
Rollins did it too.
Yeah.
Rollins did it on Raw. He was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, I think we're gonna get a good WrestleMania. Like, I think it's gonna be good. Like I said, I think we're gonna see a lot of titles change. I think we'll see Gunther lose to whoever that's gonna be, Sammy or people are even saying maybe Chad Gable. I don't know.
I don't. I
But
mean,
we'll
I don't
see.
know."
Well, they're doing that gauntlet thing tonight, so I guess we'll find out. But yeah, like I think it's gonna be pretty good show. I don't want to say for a change, but
Yeah, like
you
at
know,
least for sure. Like both nights are going to be great.
yeah. Which sometimes you think is gonna like a little hard to put together two. Like you would think it'd be difficult to create one paper. Like
Yeah.
you got to each month you got to do one pay per view, but you got 2 nights you got to fill to keep people interested. Because if
Right.
you do everything on night one, then nobody's gonna watch night two. But if you
No.
save everything for night two, people are gonna be like, ah, fuck it, I ain't watching night one.
Yeah. Right.
Which, and I know, I mean, you were texting, about this yesterday, and I was just trying to get a feel so I know what we're doing. Because it's like when you stop and think about it, like I don't know, I feel like this month's going by quick already. And I'm like, fuck, WrestleMania is gonna be here before we know it. And
Yeah.
I told Dawn, I was like, they're coming over both nights. She was like, I assumed they were. She was like, I didn't expect anything less. And I was like, well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
Well, like the tribal chief didn't reach out. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, the tribal chief is my cousin Scott. Like we referenced the bloodline, and this is how we are. I mean, we are the bloodline. Like
yeah,
we are
I
bloodline
was
of
an
fucking
honorary
wrestling.
member.
Right. But yeah, he didn't say anything like, "Hey, what are you doing for Mania?" or anything like
Yeah,
that. So I was just like, the only thing is, I told Brandy I'll have to leave, but
yeah,
but I'll be back. I was like, but Ashley's house is
yeah. It's not that far.
15,
15 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll be back in like half hour. I don't think I'll miss much. It's only going to be at like 6.
yeah.
So
That's the thing. Like, and I don't even know what time they're starting it. Like, I don't think they've put out an actual start time yet because I mean, if they're doing it 2 nights, like, because WrestleMania used to start at like 7 and run till almost midnight, but that was when they did everything all in one night. But now that they do them 2 nights, like, yeah, you'll get like maybe a 7 o'clock start, but it's over by 10, 11. Like,
yeah,
if anything, you might, you know, the pre-show, but who knows that they don't really do shit for pre-shows anymore.
No, I was shocked that they did that
That
pre-match in
match.
Perth.
Yeah.
But I figured, maybe that's a one-off. Excuse me, because they are in Perth,
Yeah.
so it was like a big deal because Indy's from Australia and whatnot. So
Yeah, they were trying to fit in as many Australian wrestlers as they could.
right. So I am shocked. Somebody asked me how I felt about the Prime bottle being in the middle of the ring. I don't care. Like,
Yeah,
because they have sponsors.
yeah.
MMA has
They
sponsors.
did
Boxing has sponsors.
the Mountain Dew black match. They had that Cinnamon Toast Crunch match.
Yeah. So what's the big deal? You
Yeah.
know, and their competition, AEW, has sponsors on the canvas. So,
Yeah.
but like I said, so does UFC, so does boxing. Every sports event has them around like the field, the arena, whatever.
Yeah.
So
And it's their own. I mean, it's one of their. I mean, not that I'm a Logan Paul fan of him. I mean, I think he's talented, but I just personality wise, I can't stand the guy. But again, it's somebody within the business that's trying to, you know what I mean, like
yeah, like
do his
expand his
thing too.
horizons.
Yeah. So it's not like they went out of. It's not like they went and got Gatorade or something. You know.
Yeah, right. It's
Like
like
it's
it's like in house, which is good.
yeah, yeah. So that's cool.
I think his brother is a stupid fucking prick
Fighting
because,
Tyson.
dude, Tyson is going to
Did you have
beat
you seen
the
these
fuck.
videos of Tyson in his like training camps?
Yes, like at
That dude, like
56 years old, this dude, he's going
I
to beat
knew he
that.
was still in shape. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see him on TV, he does TV movies still and stuff like that, but I didn't know that man was still flying around the ring like that, dude.
Dude, and he still hits as hard.
Oh, dude, there's that one video where the sparring dude was in the ring with the glove pads and he had on almost like a
Like a
almost
full
like a
body suit.
Kevlar, yeah,
Yeah.
like a vest, and he fucking popped him, and the dude flew back into the ring ropes. I was like, yeah, look, yeah, whatever
Jake's a
that
wrap, bro.
Jake, he's gonna fucking die. And then there was just a thing earlier again on, I think it was on Instagram or no, it was on Twitter. Somebody posted it on Twitter of an old video of Jake Paul, him and Logan, like when they first started doing like their podcast and TikToks or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was one of him, like he was dancing to like a boy band song or some shit.
Oh, and it says this is who's fighting Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, dude, like Tyson's the dude that bit somebody's fucking ear off in the middle of the ring. Like, what are you getting? Like, you don't know what you're facing. We all do. You
Right.
don't.
Like, do you remember when Tyson got out of prison and fought that dude and he had like no emotions in his face?
Yeah.
His eyes were stone cold. Like, and he
That's what
laid that
Tyson's
dude
gonna
the
go.
fuck out.
He's gonna go in the ring like that because he's older now and he's at that point where it's just like, I mean, we knew that this Tyson had that, like you just said, like that mentality before, but I think now that he's older, he has that I don't give a fuck attitude. And like he's like, I'm getting old. What the fuck do I care? Like,
Yeah, right.
you know?
My thing is if for some reason, if Jake Paul wins this fight, boxing's rigged.
Yeah, it's
like, because I mean, if you grew up like when we grew up, that's what it was. Like,
yeah,
boxing's rigged, and you'll kind of like little standoff. I was a little standoffish about it. Like, I don't know, but
yeah,
this could probably be the proving ground that it could be.
yeah.
There's no way he's beating Mike Tyson.
No, I don't see it. I didn't watch it. There was that big UFC fight this weekend. But did you see any of the clips from it?
Mm-mm.
From that Sugar Shane dude? He fought this dude. Again, I've seen him once or twice before. Like again, clips of the Chico. This like Mexican UFC fighter. Dude, this dude Sugar Shane did this fucking flying knee, caught him square. The dude didn't fucking budge.
Really?
Didn't budge. And then as he came down, after he landed it and he came down, he realized dude didn't budge. And he still had his hands up in the same exact position. And he did a fucking jumping knee and caught him underneath. Didn't fucking budge. It went 5 rounds, judge's decision. This dude, by the end of the match, looked like he was riding a motorcycle with no helmet on and had a head-on collision with a brick fucking wall.
That's how lumped up he was.
He was fucking shattered. Blood everywhere. Like, he's going to need reconstructive surgery on his face.
Oh, he's going to be
and that's what the Sugar Shane, like, he was, I watched an interview with him, and that's what he said. He goes, when he didn't go down with the knee knockout, like he didn't get knocked out from the knees, he goes, I knew that I was going to have to beat him in a decision. He goes, there was no way I was knocking this dude out.
It's like he's fighting Ivan Drago.
Because he said that he was like, my goal, I guess he tries to plan finishers, even though it's UFC, I didn't think he could do that. But like, he was trying to plan a finisher as if he's like in Mortal Kombat. And he said he wanted to do like a roundhouse kick to knock him out, because Sugar Shane has like a kickboxing background.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just knew there was no way. And even they said that his corner trainer guy, he told him, he was like, when he came after the bell rung for the 4th, and they were getting ready to go into the 5th round, he goes, just stick and move. He goes, you got this locked up. Like, you won when it goes to the judges. He was like, just don't do anything dumb to let him either choke you out or knock you out.
Yeah.
He was like, just stick and move and wear him, that just let him tire out. And he was like, okay. And he was like, I had a few shots where I thought, man, I could land a jaw punch right here. He goes, but I didn't think the fucking dude was going to go down. So I just said, screw it.
Hey.
I was like, damn. I was like, that was a fight. Like, I wish that's something like, if I would have ordered that and paid for that, I'd have been like, I got my money's worth.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a fight.
You know, you could always watch the prelims though on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Star.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Gotta
Star.
love Mama Cho. Gotta love it.
So, I was like, I'm going to divert away from sports.
Why not? We got to talk about what everybody wants us to talk about.
Don't say the Penguins.
Russell Wilson is a Pittsburgh Steeler.
God, yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Dude, first, I mean, we'll get to what I was going to say later. But 1.2 million.
Yeah.
Like, so it's worth the buy.
I think, again, he's another guy, like I just said about Logan Paul. Like, I respect Russ as a player. I respect his skill set. I respect what he can do on that field. His personality kind of sucks. Like, he's kind of horrible.
The only thing he has going for him is Sierra.
Yeah, like the whole Mr. Unlimited and all that shit or whatever. Like, I'm like, yeah, that I could do without that. But to get a guy with his skills, and again, I was watching some sports stuff today, and they said, like, if you look at his stats from the past 4 years, so they said just last year alone, he had more touchdowns and less interceptions than the whole Steelers quarterback room altogether.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, like he I was like, so I'm like, when you like stop and look at that, like,
yeah,
that's an upgrade in itself. If you can get one guy to do what a whole quarterback room did.
Right, but this is also, they were still dealing with Matt Canada till like midway through the season. That's not an excuse, but I mean, the guy didn't really have too many plays in his arsenal.
No.
Like, his playbook was kind of shit. But
yeah, and they said that he fits Arthur Smith's playbook because Arthur likes to run, throw deep, play action, run, throw deep. And Russ, they said, fit that because he loves to throw deep.
Right. And Arthur Smith is a great fit for the Steelers.
Yeah.
But being Steelers and Yinzers, as soon as we go 0-1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Jesus, fire
Well,
everybody.
a lot of people were saying that I watched today on ESPN and stuff, like some of their hosts or whatever. They were saying like, um, the Steelers were able to go 10 and or 9, whatever. Yeah, 9 or 10 and 8. 10 and 8 was, I think, was what we ended up with as our record, and made it into the first round of the playoffs with the team that we had and with the crappy play calling that we had. They were like, you should easily be able to add 2 more wins to that win record and off of the loss record,
Yeah.
because you're adding Russ, who's gonna, change the team. I mean, I'm one of those guys. We'll see what happens. Like, I'm not predicting Super Bowl shit yet, like some Yinzers are.
Yeah, like the Yinzers are going nuts already. Like I saw it today. One of the clients was like, "Yeah, we signed Russell Wilson. We're going to the Super Bowl." I was like, "Calm the fuck down."
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
please. Like after living here fucking 40 years, like 41 years, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, they can't. I said this. I was first time I interviewed Sam. They can't go every fucking year. They
No.
can't.
I know, like that's like right now the people. I mean, well, you didn't want to bring it up, but I'll bring it up. Like the Penguins, like people are like irritated. It looks like this might be another year where we don't make the playoffs, and it's like this city gets spoiled with championships. Now we know the Pirates are a whole different story, but between the Penguins and the Steelers, there's how many championships between the two teams, and it's like the city got spoiled. It's great they're winning. It's great that we have them. I would like to see more, but if they don't, I'm not gonna be like, that's it, move the team out. Everybody's got to go. Like,
Well, the Pens need work.
Well, yeah, and that's
And
that.
the day Gensel got traded,
Yeah,
he was downtown.
yeah.
He was doing something or whatever down there. I saw this huge ass line, and then I saw him go in as I was going to like the Oliver building.
Oh, it was because they were doing the downtown milkshake factory.
Yeah.
Was doing he was going down there because the first 50 people got a free Jake Shake or whatever, and then the rest of the day they were like half off or something because he was going to be leaving. But it's funny, me and John are going to the game at the end of the month on the 26th or something like that. Dude, it's his first game back with Carolina since he left.
Well,
I was like, well, I guess we're gonna get the sappy tribute video and everybody's gonna cry.
Right. Well, they were playing. They played Edmonton. The game
the other day.
It was a game before that because me and Brady were able to watch them both on TNT.
The
TNT and ABC.
The night that he got traded, they played the Capitals.
Was it?
And they lost that game like 6-2 or 6-0. And then we just lost to the Oilers. Oh no. Then they played they played
the Bruins.
The Bruins, and then they played the Oilers.
Yeah, and when they played Bruins, like that's all you heard about.
Yeah,
was Gensel, and then like you could tell Sid was pissed, and like I get it, but what are you gonna do? It's your management. That's shit. Like that's the calls in.
Well, it's not so much. I mean, you can blame management if you want. I mean, yeah, obviously they're the ones that decided to trade him, but we have the oldest roster in the NHL. Like, it's a bunch of fucking old dudes. I mean, they're young compared to even me and you in age, but in hockey world, they're old dudes.
Old.
And it's like in the new GM, Kyle Dubas, he wants to start building a younger team. He wants to start building for the next future, like
the next.
And it's like I can't blame him. Like, I mean, Sid's the only one that I would probably say if you had to keep one of like the three, him, Malkin, and Letang, I would keep Sid just because I feel that Sid's still playing at a high caliber for his age. So it's like I would still keep him because you can build a team around him. I don't think you can build a team around Malkin and Letang. Like it's that those guys are they're getting towards the end of their career, and I mean, would we like to see them retire as Penguins? Sure, but I have a feeling that they're gonna be elsewhere in the next year or two.
I don't know. I've been wanting Letang gone for like 6 years now.
Yeah,
Like the guy gotta go. Like the guy gotta fucking go.
he
But I
loses
mean,
the puck so much. Oh, I
uh
could go on. I could go on forever.
Gino has fuck ups too, but not to the never
But
to the
Gino
degree.
makes up for his fuck ups.
Yes, I'll give
Like
him that.
Gino's just one of those. Like he has good nights and he has bad nights. Like some nights he's on point and he's putting the puck in net every time he touches it, and there's other nights where
You're like, what the fuck are you
you're
doing?
like, what happened? Like last game you were tearing it up. Now you're fucking dragging ass.
Right? And that's the
So
that's the shit part because Brandy's such a Malkin fan. And I give her grief because, that's just the banter we have.
yeah.
But no, legitimately, you're right. There's sometimes that man is on fire. And then the next night or 2 nights after, he is trash. Like
And then
he
you
is
have to
just
watch with him because when he struggles, when he's having a bad night, he lets it get to him mentally and he gets frustrated with himself, but then he starts fighting people. And then he
yes,
ends up in the fucking penalty box all night. He's
right,
like, dude, you're not helping the team. You're sitting in the fucking penalty box.
right. And
So it's
Letang, like you said, Letang, you're just like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's I don't know. It is what it is.
The goalie
I'm not
situation needs fucking work.
Yeah, I'm not chalking this year up to a loss, but it's just like, I'm going to support. I'm going to finish watching out the season, but I'm not expecting.
I'd say for a fact that I believe Sullivan's gone.
Yeah. It's hard to say because the ownership, we got that Boston ownership and he's a Boston guy. If you couldn't tell by now from his accent, like, so it's like, I don't know how faithful they are to him just as a human or, you
Mhm.
know, him being that Boston guy, or if it's like if they see, all right, look, things aren't going so well. But again, I don't want to blame him because it's like he just has to work with what product he has. I mean, it's just like with the Pirates. Like you can't get mad at the Pirates managers, because they can only put on the field with what they have because Bob Nutting fucking doesn't pay players or sign good dudes. Like, I mean, they are again. We're getting a young team, which I feel like is what's going to happen with the Penguins. Like, we're going to have to. The city's going to have to suck it up. We're going to suck for a year or two while they rebuild, and we'll move on.
That's what I'm saying about Steelers fans. Like you had to deal with it for 30 years before we went back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Like, just again, they all three. Well, I would like one Pirates winning season. Like,
yeah.
I mean, again, got to see him go to the postseason once.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Like, it was great. The those 2 year, 3 years, we
yeah,
went to the postseason, and it was like, yeah, like, and that's the thing is like you're like, okay, we know they can do it. Now like a whole new team since
that's
then.
it.
But again, like, because like I said, we went up to her parents on Sunday to do laundry, and I was watching the game with their dad, and dude, they were fucking crushing home runs, crushing them. Like right now, the Pirates in all of spring training of all of Major League Baseball, we have the most home runs just in spring. We have 31 home runs just through spring training already.
Jesus Christ.
And guys aren't just like hitting them over the wall, like they're murdering balls out of ballparks.
Right.
Like, and it's like, all right, now let's keep this up. Let's not, when the season comes around and we got home opener here in Pittsburgh, I don't want to see no fucking, we're
Yeah.
hitting fucking double plays every time.
But my thing is like, you was like, this. The only time I want them to do good is opening day.
Yeah.
Like that's the only day I want them to do good.
And I won't
After
be
that,
there this
shit the
year.
fucking bed. I know. I gotta find out what Craig's doing, and because usually I hang out with him and take the day off.
Tickets
But
are $100, cheapest seat, $100.
oh no, no, no.
No,
We
that's
just
what I said.
well, I was like, we do day
Like,
drinking.
no, I
We
ain't
do
doing
day
that.
drinking and watch it somewhere.
Mike,
But
I mean, and it's on a Friday this year. Dude, it's the day
oh,
before
shut up!
WrestleMania. It's the Friday before WrestleMania. The home opener is the 5th. Mania is the 6th and 7th. You could just lead into a whole weekend, bro.
I would, but I got a little guy.
Yeah, and the game's at 4. Well, it's at 4:12, 4:12 on Friday.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, They started that last year. They did it last year, and now, yeah, I guess the
Yeah,
fans loved it. So
of
let's do it
course.
again. I'm like, whatever. 4:12. Okay.
Right, 4-1-2. Yay.
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I'm in Oakland. If the game's at 4, I'm done with work. I was like, I am not spending a fucking and that's $100 just to get in the door. Like I gotta pay for parking and then to eat.
Yeah.
Like I was like, fuck, I'll be 200 in.
Yeah, I was like, you'll be about $175, 200 in. Nah.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't messing with all
I'd
that.
rather just go to the place next door and
Yeah,
drink for about $200.
less.
Yeah. Shit, I remember being at McFadden's for the postseason game. That shit was wild.
Yeah, we won't mention all who was there, but I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a good time.
Didn't Pollock show up?
I think. I can't really remember.
Because him and his dad showed up on the bikes.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because they didn't stay long. They just had like 2 beers and then they rolled.
Right. And that's what I'm expecting from people this weekend. Like, it doesn't have to, like, we're in our 40s. You don't
Yeah.
have to be there all night. You don't
Yeah.
have to be there all night.
No.
Like, but I sent a whole bunch of feelers out to, like, our whole crew,
Yeah.
bar crawl people, like, everybody. Like, it just would be nice if we all got together, because we all haven't got together.
No.
Jesus, in so long.
No, I haven't
So,
seen Steph and Matt since. I don't think I've seen Steph and Matt since since the baby's been born.
yeah. So, I mean, that's what I said. It was like an added bonus to the day. You
Yeah.
know, they're going to be in town, so they'll be with us at some point. But um, yeah, I mean, last thing I would love to just do a fucking podcast from the middle of the fucking from the middle of the bar,
Wherever we are.
dude. That would be insane. But no. So okay, so we touched on some sports, but I want to get back to
Yeah.
what like grinded my gears this weekend, and it was at Eaton Park.
Oh.
So we're sitting there. It's the lunch buffet, the Sunday brunch buffet, or whatever. And this family sits across from us, and I kind of just felt it from the mom already, like the who she is.
Okay.
So the kids go. I guess the little daughter gets the buffet with the dad and whatnot, and then the lady comes to get the order. So the mom was like, "Okay, well, I'll have let me have like the breakfast smile. Do you have like turkey sausage?" And the lady was like, "No, we're out. You know what I mean? We don't have it right now." Okay, wait. Well then, let me have. And then she mentioned something else, like I don't know. I think it was like French toast. No, wait. And I was like, dude, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean wait? She's not gonna fucking go. Like, where's she going? She's gonna
Yeah.
wait. She has to take your order. So then she does something else, and it's like, I guess it's almost like close to like a Denny's Grand Slam.
Uh-huh.
Dude, this is when it gets crazy. She was like, I need one of my eggs over hard, one dippy, and if people don't know what dippy eggs are, that's just over easy eggs.
Yeah.
So one hard, one over easy. Gets better.
Oh no.
Then she's like, the lady's like comes with two things to toast. Do you want white, wheat, whatever? And she goes, I need one white and one wheat. What the fuck?
She was breaking it down piece by
Bro,
piece.
she was fucking on her worst behavior. And I'm looking at Brandy and I'm just like,
That's why Dad, he knew it was coming. He got up and went to that buffet. Like, I ain't gonna be sitting there when
dude,
this
the
wage.
dad sat there as she's ordering like this. Like, don't look at me. I live with the bitch. Like,
You better tip that waitress good.
dude. And then Brandy's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'll tell you in the car." Like, I'll tell you in the car. Because it was starting to hurt
Yeah.
me so bad. Because I get that people can be particularly picky, and everybody has allergies now, and etc. It's fine. You know what I mean? But white and wheat toast.
And she was probably that lady that if it would have came back screwed up in any way, shape, or form, she would have flipped shits.
Hands
I want the
fucking down,
manager. Like, you
right?
brought me 2 white toasts and I asked for a wheat toast.
I asked for a wheat and a white toast. What if they had brought her scrambled eggs? I'd have fucking died. I'd have been like, bro, this is the best thing ever.
Did a waitress lied to her, brought a regular sausage and told her it was turkey? Yeah, that's turkey. That's turkey.
That's turkey. But dude, it was killing me like when she kept going, no, wait. No, wait. Where's she going? Like, that was my thing. And then like I'm sitting there, and you know me. This is why this podcast is here. I was sitting there and I'm just looking like I'm trying like
Yeah.
not to listen over here, but at the same time I'm going after the third, no, wait. I was about to be like, bitch, just order something.
Yeah.
Like, and then when I heard
Let me order for you. Let me
right, I just wanted to be like, let me talk to you for a minute. Like, because like that over hard and then one over easy, I was like, what? I just thought to myself, it was like, I bet you $1 million she takes the wheat toast and puts the over hard egg on it, eats that one. Then she dips the fucking white.
White toast.
I was
She makes
like,
a little wheat sandwich and a little.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, oh my God, Karen just made the worst out of this fucking Eaton Park experience.
That's nuts.
But I swear to God, I feel like Eaton Park is like a classy Waffle House.
Yeah.
Because the shit that comes through a fucking Eaton Park. We'll just have to do a podcast just on Eaton Park.
Yeah.
Because there is just.
It's like it's almost like the not the I guess it's the website or that thing the people of Walmart site. Like
yeah.
Like there's some Yingers of the Eaton Park. There's some Yingers of the ENP.
There are for sure. And then what's crazy is there's an Eaton Park in like Wintersville, Ohio, and then there's one in West Virginia. So I can only imagine like what you see in them motherfuckers.
Yeah, I went to the one. When I worked for Lids and they had me traveling out to Ohio, I was in St. Clairsville, Ohio, and there was an Eaton Park out there. And me and the district manager went there for breakfast one morning, and yeah, it was weird. Like even he was like, this is not like this doesn't feel right.
No, but when you go in there drunk, it's better.
If like that was my first time being in St. Clairsville, Ohio, and it's literally like farm town USA. Like there's not shit around, and it was like, I guess the easiest, like the area we were in was kind of like, it reminded me of like Robinson a little bit, where it was like, again, just a bunch of empty land that they put some little shopping districts in.
Yeah.
And we were at the mall, like the Lids was in the mall there. And even their mall, like, bro, you know how malls have anchor stores? You got Sears, well, when they were open, or J.C. Penney's or Macy's, you know?
Yep.
Do you want to know what their anchor store was?
Dick's.
Kmart.
Oh. One of them old relics.
Kmart. And then, so I worked the first day at the store, and I was with another employee, with one of that store's employees. And I was like, hey, where's the food court around here so I can go get lunch? And they're like, we don't have one. And I was like, what mall doesn't have a food court? And he was like, this one. And I was like,
I'd be like, no shit.
I was like, so what do you guys do for lunch? Like, how do you get lunch in here? Is there somewhere you can like call an order? Like,
yeah.
I mean, this was, I guess, right around the time that Uber Eats or that Grubhub was just becoming a thing. But I was like, he was like, no, you go down to Kmart. And I was like, what do you mean you go to Kmart? He goes, there's a Little Caesars in there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I was like, oh, okay. He goes, or there's in one of the middle of the like aisleways in the mall, he goes, there's like it was like a generic Mrs. Fields cookie stand. There was like a little cart. He was like, you can get drinks and cookies from them. And I'm like, okay. Like it was fucked up. But yeah, that Eaton Park it was an experience there because again, like it was, I mean, I'm used to yins are idiots, not Ohio fucks in
Yeah,
an Eaton
right.
Park.
I swear, when we were in Cincinnati, like I said, where we were at, it was kind of like the comparison to like Cranberry, PA here,
Yeah,
and like everything was like 15, 20 minutes away, and I mean, they had like the little shit like Burger King's, Popeyes, shit like that,
yeah,
and like they had the Twin Peaks, which is in Robinson,
I've heard
and
of that.
then
Yeah,
and all that is tilt to kilt, but fucking lumberjack rods.
yeah, I've seen like people like post clips and stuff of it.
There's nothing different.
Just it's Hooters is like we've been there, done that.
Yeah, right. Tilt to kilt was like we had kilts on.
Yeah,
Like shit, we just don't have those guys that come in after the driving range.
no,
We were those guys.
we were those guys.
Yeah, that used to be a lot of fun too. Did you see that Aldean's is going where the Bettis Grill is?
Yeah, yeah, because you sent me that video thing, the real like that little intro of it, or I guess you could
Yeah.
call it whatever, like little advertisement commercial. I don't know, whatever
Right.
it was labeled. And I was like, that actually looks like a nice little spot. And so I went right to their website and I was like curious on what they were gonna have or how it was gonna be. And dude, they got some. I was reading some of the shit off to the girls, and they got some food, man.
Yeah.
They like you know me. First thing I was like, "Where's the burger section?" They had one burger, but it's called a classic. It says classic cheeseburger, but it automatically comes with 2 patties on it.
Oh wow.
I was like, "Oh, okay." And then like they had some like their appetizers. They had like some kind of nachos, but they were like a pulled pork nacho or something. Like so obviously him being a country guy, I've noticed there was a lot of like barbecue or smoked type,
Yeah.
stuff mixed into whatever like one of the things, grandma's meatloaf. They had fucking mashed potatoes, meatloaf. Like I was like, oh shit! Like they
Right.
had,
I bet you it's fire.
he had ribs, he had tacos, he had a couple other things. The one thing I was excited for, I was like, fuck, it says you can get cornbread.
Yeah, I'll be judgmental on that cornbread.
I love, and it comes with honey butter.
When does
I was like,
open?
some honey butter and cornbread, I'm all in. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna judge it, but I'm gonna at least give it a shot.
All right.
That's like me and mozzarella sticks. You know me, I'm gonna try them somewhere.
Did you still ever get a bucket of cheese sticks from fucking Sheets?
No, because I don't have a Sheets that close to me.
I tell you what, the next time you pass the house,
Yeah, I know. There's 2. I
go to the
passed 2 of them.
Sheetz.
Well, actually, going to you, I passed 2. Well, there's the one right there by you, like catty corner from the Eaton Park,
And
by
there's
your
one
house.
closer to my dad.
Yeah, and then there's the one down next to McDonald's.
Yep.
And then when I go up to my mom's, there's a Sheets right before you hit into the town of Butler.
Yeah.
There's a Sheets right there, and I'm like, oh, 3 Sheets. And normally that's where I stop and get gas. Is actually when we were up there last weekend when I had my nephew, I think that was last weekend. I actually stopped and got gas at the one by your house, and I was a little pissed off because the one by your house doesn't have the blue pump. You know how they always have like their standard black pump, and then like it's either yellow or green or green's like diesel fuel, and then Sheets does the one where it's a blue pump handle, and it's that special. It's unleaded gas, but it's like for newer cars. It's like from cars like 2010 and up or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always like 50 cents cheaper than normal unleaded gas. So again, when I'm passing the Sheets, I stop and get it. And that one by your place, they just got regular gas. And I was a little pissed because I had to pay fucking was $3.69 for gas. I was like, fucking shit.
So you paid $3.69.
$3.69, damn thing fine.
But no blue handle one more time.
Yeah. So, but I remembered that when we dropped my nephew, that was on the way to get my nephew. But after we dropped him off and we were on our way home, I stopped at the Sheets closer to my mom's place. and got it there because they had my blue handle.
Yeah, right. But yeah, like every once in a while, I mean, now being in diabetic remission, like I'll have my
Yeah,
cheat day and I'll be like, I really want a fucking bucket of sticks.
I know. Well, like I said, we had Eaton Park for dinner last night, and I ordered cheese sticks, but Eaton Park changed the cheese sticks, and I'm not
They
a
don't hit like they
fan
used to fucking hit.
because it's not. Before they had like a breadcrumb on them,
Yeah.
like an Italian breadcrumb. Now it's more like a batter,
Yep.
and I'm like, that's not no. And they're shorter. They used to be
Yeah.
long because they used to give them to me in that long takeout box, like the boat looking one.
Yeah. That
Now,
used to be
now,
the greatest.
now I get them in the little tiny container.
Because that used to be the best. Hey, I'm on my way home. What do you want? Cheese sticks?
Yep.
The motherfuckers be coming out like bang. Be like, yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking. Now it's
Well,
like, what the fuck is this?
I benefited from them though. I can't complain too much. So I wasn't sure what I wanted. You kind of know me. When I go to Eaton Park, I stick to the same like 2 3 things all the time. And I was like, I don't want a burger. Again, that was kind of the whole point of Eaton Park, is because we didn't want burgers or anything. And I was like, fuck it. I got an omelet. I was like, I'm getting breakfast. I got an omelet.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
But Eaton Park don't have hash browns no more.
No, they don't even have those like potato pancake thingies anymore
Yeah, they have the mini ones.
for like a breakfast buffet.
Oh, for the buffet, I don't know. But Donna orders them. That's her thing.
Yeah.
But so I was like, all right, so I just get tater tots because it's the closest thing to a hash brown. So I was like, cheese omelet, tater tots. I didn't get white and brown toast. I just got an English muffin. Just got me an English muffin.
See, you made it simple. That's how
Yeah.
usually people do it.
So Jane's taking everything out of the bag because we just did pickup and ate it here at home. Jane's taking everything out of the bag and she's like, here's your tater tots. And I'm like, no, normally my tater tots are in the foam tray with the omelet. Like it's always together. She goes, I don't know. Here, it's separate. And she ordered tater tots too. So I wanted to make, I was like, are you sure those aren't yours? She goes, no, I got mine in my hand. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I set my tater tots down, open up my foam tray. Bro, they done fucked up. And my egg was in there. My omelet was in there with home fries.
With home fries.
They gave me both. I don't know. So
Hey. Well, just like they're
see, if that lady wasn't so complicated, maybe she would have got both.
yeah, right. If she just played nice.
I was nice. And they gave me both. And they gave me 2 free cookies.
Right? They I was like, I know you. So when I go, I used to just love to have like my biscuits and sausage gravy.
Yep.
The fucking gravy's different.
They changing it up.
I was like, I remember the one time I was stirring it, I was like, where's my clumps? Like, where's my sausage? And I was like, what the fuck is this? The lady was like, it's country gravy. I was like, ain't no country in this fucking gravy. I was
Milk.
like, where's the sausage in this bitch? Well, people might be allergic to like sausage. I don't give fuck you.
Yeah. That's their problem, not mine.
Right, fuck you. You know what you signed up for. If you can't have the fucking sausage gravy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And they do that at Cracker Barrel now too. Like it's country gravy. I was like, I will stab somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get shanked. Like I fucking hate it.
I hate when traditional things like that get changed because of, and like you said before, like I get it. People have food allergies and all this shit nowadays, gluten and whatever. But it's like, why you gotta fuck it up for everybody else?
Right. It takes one bad person to have a gluten allergy. Sorry, Craig. But
Craig knows his limits. Like he knows what he can and can't have, so he knows what to do. To where, when you go to restaurants like that, it's like I get that they have to have options for those kind of people, but don't change our shit. Like,
right. And I love
like Craig ain't out there suing people. Like I'm gonna go to Eaton Park and eat their sausage gravy, and I'm gonna get sick, and I'm gonna sue them.
Right. And he does. Like I give it to him. He'll go in, be like, what are your gluten options? And then if
Yeah.
they don't have too many, then he makes the decision in his head. Like he
Yeah.
know what to do and what not to do.
Well, that's like when we had that 4th of July cookout here at the crib. Like, and they asked, what can we bring? And I told them, and they brought like a little side dish or whatever Jen made. And then he was like, oh, you know what? We'll pick up the buns. And I said, okay. Because he asked like what we still needed. And I was like, well, nobody's gotten buns yet. And he was like, I'll get them because then that way I'll get regular plain old buns for everybody else. And he made sure he had a pack of his gluten free for
Yes.
him to have a hot dog or two. You know what I mean? Like, again, he made sure he had his own shit. Like,
Right.
that's the way it's supposed to be. Not, nope, I'm going to bring gluten free for everyone.
Yeah, right. I'd be like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'll just eat a hot dog. Like,
Obviously a plain hot dog. That's
yeah,
it.
just dip it in the ketchup.
And then finally I gotta bring up I have to bring up Tyrone from
Tyrone.
BioLife because I
Oh, that
told
guy.
I told Mike, I told Levy that I was going to bring him up because the dude is just so obnoxious. And I got to give it to the people at the plasma place for dealing with that person. But my thing is, like, Mike and I, if we're like this in our phones, or if anybody else is around us, like, he wants to still keep fucking talking.
Uh,
Like, I'm like, dude, I'm in my phone, but I try to not even show eye contact to this guy
yeah.
because that just engages him to keep talking. And that resulted in me and Mike going back to our early 20s.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and then I'd look up at him, and then he'd laugh, and I'd be like, okay. And then I'd get it. I'd look back up at him, and I'd start laughing. And it was just like we were doing the old school talk between each other as we're standing right in front of each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the dude is just, I mean, he has to talk to every technician, every person, the managers. Like, dude is really obnoxious.
Uh,
But it's like he has to ask the one girl, Ivy, like, you don't have a boyfriend. Like, my man's shooting his shots out here, and he's like a 60-year-old guy. And this girl is like 20, 21, 22. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, you gotta do what he's gotta do.
I mean, you better call on Tyrone, but you can't use my phone. But I was like, dude, like, and then the last time me and Mike were there together, he was like, and he showed up. He said, I should have been done by now. I should have been unhooked. I should have been DC disconnected.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you just got on. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he's like, this usually goes faster. And I was like, brother, you just got hooked up. Like, there's no way you did between 7 and 900 milliliters of plasma like that. And he's like,
Because he
I
got
got a
that super
bust.
plasma.
Bro, he's like, he kills you. He's like, I got a bus to catch.
You need to ask Tyrone if he wants to be a guest on the podcast.
No, because that'll just be the longest, rarest. Then if we do, we have to have Mike too. That way, Mike could be like, "Fucking, why'd you bring me here?" Because every time Mike hears,
I'm inviting Tyrone out this weekend.
yeah, and then Mike's gonna probably kick him in the ass. Yeah, your boy might actually come out, is what he says. But again, I don't know if this is old school Mike too.
Well, I mean, he drives now.
I know, and he told me at BioLife that he's like, and I'll stay out past midnight. I was like, really?
I don't think he's work. I don't know if. I don't think this is his weekend to work, so he might.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, like when I was gonna do it, and then he said, I think that's what he said. He was like, I don't think I work, and I was like, all right, well, if you don't, then we're not gonna be far. Like we're gonna be
Yeah,
over.
and it's like Jocelyn. I don't think comes over as much on the weekends as she used to because she works now. So, like, I think like yeah, his weekends. That's like we went and did. Like I said, we went and did that charity bowling on Saturday, and I was like, well, what? I mean, again, like it was Saturday, we had no plans besides Jane's job interview thing. But normally I try to work around him because he's always working or doing, got some shit going on. And he was like, no, actually, I think he had taken the day off or some shit, or they didn't need him. So they told him not to come in. I don't know. But he was like, yeah, he was like, no, I'm good for the afternoon. I was like, thank good, because I thought we was going to be there like late.
Yeah.
And Mike had reserved the spot for us at 4 o'clock. So it was
Right.
like, that's what I said, like we went bowling and came home and I was still able to have dinner. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been nice.
he might not be working this week. This might be his weekend to not work. I don't know.
It's
He's
been nice. Like I like seeing him every week.
yeah.
It's cool because I get it. Like I know I could text him, but it's nice to catch up with him like face to
Yeah.
face. We don't really, me and him don't get a chance to do that.
And that's what's nice, like on Wednesdays, like, me, him, and his brothers go bowling, and it's like, yeah, it's just nice to just, that's like when you, like, on like, you know, like last Saturday when you're like, hey, we're down at Southside eating dinner. If you guys are cool, like, I mean, you always know if I'm here and we don't got plans, you're more than welcome to stop by. Like,
Right.
it's always cool to just see somebody in person instead of just catching up on the phone, whether
Right.
it's through a text or through a phone call. Like, sometimes you'll call me on Saturdays when you're bored on your route, and it's like, I mean, it's fine and again, dandy too. Like, I don't mind shooting the shit, but sometimes it's just, I don't know, it's different just hanging out in person or just catching up in person.
Right.
That's like
That's why I
that's
wanted
like
to do
this
what I
right now.
did.
Like this is so different. Like, I mean, obviously, like I said, this is our first time doing the video part of it, but it's like, you know, like when I would describe it to people, like people would ask, like, "Oh, you do a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, how's that work?" And I'm like, "Well, it's just like talking on the phone because it was always audio, so it was just like I was just talking to you on a phone call. Like you called me and said, "Hey, what's up?" and we just bullshitted. But this
Right.
is, I mean, I know FaceTime and all that's real big right now, but it's like this is a lot different than just doing just you and me doing the Spotify audio.
Yeah. I
So
mean, don't people think that it's not going to happen? Everything transitions to the audio.
yeah,
So, um,
yeah, we'll
we
still
just
have both. We'll have options now instead of it being just if you're a person that dislikes listening to audio, on Spotify or however you listen to your pods, like in the car or sitting at your work desk, just listening to podcasts, you can do that still. But now we'll have the option. I guess you'll be uploading to YouTube channel.
yep.
So if people like, I know I do, like I'm more of a video podcast guy. So like when I'm at work, like in the mornings when I'm getting settled at my desk and stuff, like there's a couple different podcasts that I like watching or listening to, but I like watching the video portions of them than I do just the audio. So everybody's different. Everybody's got their thing. So
And
yeah,
here we
why
are.
not?
We
Yeah.
broke the fucking ground, and now we have the video.
Yeah.
So,
And like you said at the beginning, we can still have guests on, maybe in another episode or two of just us still working out these kinks and, trying to get this laid out the way we want it. And then we can get our first guest on with us, which we can have. And to be honest, we'll have to experiment. We might be able to have more than one guest. I don't know.
yeah,
Like
right.
I mean, I know we can have 3 people on for sure.
It'll be like
We
a big
might have
ass
4.
conference fucking call,
We might have 4. Like, who knows? But
right?
I mean, I think 3 is a good number, though. Like, I don't think I would want to do more
No.
than 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 the 3. Like me, you, and a guest. I think when you add a 4th person, yeah, it's gonna make it too. I feel like we're on Zoom calls back when COVID hit.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like once the kinks are out, I think people need to see who Sam is. Match the person with the voice.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my uh suggestion to you was and I think I might have brought this up to you, but like I feel like Sam has definitely earned the right to be the first video guest because she's been with you doing this since day one. She's, was
She's
on
the
episodes
OG.
well before I even joined you,
Right.
and she's filled in a couple times when I couldn't be there. So yeah, I think Sam has earned that loyalty to be the first video guest, and we can go from there.
Yeah, 100%. Like, shout
So
out to
Sam,
Sam for just
if you check this
rolling it
out,
out.
guess what? You get to be the first video guest.
Guess what, Sam?
Surprise!
Da-da-da! You made
Yeah.
it. She's probably like, fuck.
She's like, I'm gonna have to do my hair, my
I have to do my
makeup.
like, dude, that's what I did.
Like
I
that
was
night,
like,
like that episode we had Kiana on, and she's like, I thought this was she thought it was a video thing, and she's like, I
yeah,
haven't had my hair did.
right. I mean,
Like,
but that's the cool thing is like now going forward, people are gonna be like, oh, well, yeah, like, how do you want to do it? You know,
yeah,
and that's the best is we can ask you as the audience, like, or the guests, hey, how do you want to do it? And we're
yeah,
like, all right, cool. If you don't, then we'll just go to the other one. If you do the
yeah,
video, we'll do this one. Like, so, but yeah, so I'm excited that we did this. That's good. It's
yeah.
nice.
I think, like you said, I think we finally broke ground, and we're it's gonna take us another episode or two to work some kinks out and get it exactly how we want it. But we got it started. We got a basis, and hell, fuck, we had an intro with a little bit of music,
I know, right? So,
and we can just go from there.
right. And then we'll just see you next week. It depends on you. It depends on the guest or
You
us.
may see us, you may hear us. We'll see.
Yeah, you might see us, you may hear us, but now you have the options. You can follow us on the YouTube because it's going to be on there. Once we do a little editing and setups everywhere, it's still going to be on Spotify and everything. Everywhere you can hear a podcast. But now you can see us.
Yeah.
So, of course, that's Big E. I am the Big Joe, and we will catch you next week.
Later.
Later.